What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MROCKS today. MROCKS, Mr. Ox, as it were. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. I'm looking at this on the 15-minute time frame, but I'd like to zoom out actually first to the daily. Maybe even the 4-hour might be more relevant. But looking at this here we are at about 0047. I think it's important to not just make videos when we're on the precipice of greatness, not just make videos when we're about to move up, but when we're also in the depths here, right? Because in the depths is where you find opportunity. It's where you find treasure, right? You don't find all the gems and jewels on top of the surface. No, you have to dig down deep into the earth to get that gold. And I think that's what we're doing right now, is digging down a little bit deep. Here we are at 0047. I was starting to believe that we would not go lower, that we would just kind of consolidate here and break out first. And maybe we still do. There's that possibility as well. That is very much a realistic possibility here. But if we're looking at this from our relative low to our relative high here, it's pretty common to go to your 382, which your 382 is just there below 004. And that was a target area that we had in mind about like 3 days ago. So we took it off after, I want to say 2 days ago. So it was starting to look like things were going to shape up. But here we are on the downside now. I'm definitely looking to scoop up some more moon rocks. Understand, if you guys are selling any of your moon rocks below 004, I will be the one buying them. Okay, that will be me. I will. Maybe it'll have a hard time getting below there because I'll be scooping some up. No, probably not. Knowing my track record, we got something called the C-Zar special here, which is I will buy. I'll tell you guys whenever I buy, where I buy. I'll put it on x.com. I'll make a video about it, say that I bought, and then you wait a day, and the C-Zar special comes out where you get it at a 20% discount or a 30% discount from where I bought it. If you want to do better than me, all you got to do is wait me out by like a day or a couple hours, because I seem to buy right before that kind of crescendo of the bearish end comes along. But we're still getting it at a pretty good price here, right? My first purchase was all the way up here, right? We DCA'd a little bit in here, but we've just been holding overall and waiting for this thing. Yes, my first purchase was over here. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but shout out to the people who were part of that space. It was fun while it lasted, and then it was not fun at all. And I haven't sold any of those coins. I haven't sold any moon rocks at all. I've only acquired more. But looking at this here, I'm looking to acquire a lot more. If we get the chance. Below 004, it's about another, where that 382 is, it's about another like 14% from here or more. It's very possible that we go there. It's completely possible and acceptable that we go to the golden ratio, and this is where that C-Zar special might come into play. We go down here, we find support at prior support here. You might even wick a little bit through the golden ratio, which is pretty common. If you do that, you could find support at prior resistance here, all the way down at 0021. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Yes, 002, 0022 is possible. That's a possible outcome. I doubt it happens, but it's just something to be aware of, right? Because I don't think that this thing's in the dumps if that happens. It's a higher low overall. You're back testing your golden ratio area, back testing prior areas of resistance for support. It's not a bearish thing. It's just a momentarily volatile thing. Why did that happen? I had the brush on. How did that move? All I did was have the brush on. Dex screener's glitching out on me a little bit here. But let's look at the short-term stuff, see if we can figure out what the indicators are telling us. I don't know if I want to put the MACD on this. We hit a very nice reading of a 96 on the RSI, and here we are coming down right now a little bit lower. So I don't expect that we get oversold. We could bounce off the 50, we could bounce off the 40, but we're looking for some kind of signal that we have found the low. The fact that we have a lower low right now and the look that we have at the moment with the price action does make me think that we go lower, but maybe we're about to bounce here. In all fairness, if we look at this on a 1-hour time frame, every time we've been down here has been an absolutely prime area to buy. I might kick myself later for not taking an opportunity to buy. It might not go below 004. Understand, if you're like me and you're waiting for that target of below 004 before you start buying more, you might be left high and dry. You might not have that opportunity. And me, I can afford that, because if it goes up to new all-time highs, I'm still making money. I'm allocated in this thing. But if you have no allocation, you've been looking to get in, just understand, it never hurts to DCA. But looking at this here, I wouldn't be surprised if we went a little bit lower. We look at where this kind of first shelf of glory and excellence was, and that was right there at 0036. That might be exactly where we go. Might be perfect. Nail on the head right there. If we look at this from this relative low here, this kind of first spike down, I don't know if I want to take these what you call scam wicks. I don't know if I want to take those for fibs, because this is such a low liquidity thing. I don't know if I like it. I don't want to draw fibs on here from like a low to a high and measure out the extensions. I don't think that it'll work, but let's try it. Screw it. Actually, let's do it anyways. I want to take this low to high. I like to take the pivot after the high is in. So this is the high here, right? Low to high. 1272 at 0038. Golden ratio at 0031. All kind of right in this area here of this consolidation phase. I'm sure that will hold. We look at the 1 hour RSI, and what do we see? We see a beautiful, beautiful, immaculate downtrend, right? Absolutely positive. This is a much more beautiful uptrend that you had here. Higher lows here, higher highs here, very, very dominant. But here you've had a rather dominant downtrend, haven't you? Lower lows here, lower highs here. We're certainly at the base of this range, so bouncing up would definitely be an expectation, but I wouldn't be surprised if we came back down, found some bullish divergence. Maybe we even get some double bullish divergence or triple bullish divergence. You never know. And then we break out. Looking at this here, it's the 4th now. That might be later on the 5th or the 6th, sometime over the coming days that we start to break out. And if not that time, sometimes what you do with these downward trends in the RSI, sometimes what you do is you get your bullish divergence, you break out of it, but then what happens is, come on now, come on, deck screener, work for me here. Sometimes then you move sideways. You kind of turn your downward trend into a sideways trend, and then you move up. So if it's not the 5th, late in the 5th, or on the 6th that we start to move up, it could be 7th, 8th, 9th, sometime after that. It could be a little bit of time after that. But so far, the 1 hour RSI at the moment does look bearish. At the moment, looks like it's at an area to bounce. So I wouldn't be surprised by the time most of us are watching this video, like an hour or two after this. I would think that that MROCKS is probably at higher prices than 00476, probably. But if it keeps going down, whatever, that's fine. I'll be buying, man. Get this drop done with. I'd rather it drop faster and get it over with, shake out the weak hands faster than do this slow meandering kind of stuff, right? We want to see it go to new all-time highs, and it's going to new all-time highs, you guys. Absolutely it is. If we're looking at this here on the 4 hour time frame, we have broken out of our uptrend in the RSI. You can see here. Rather tenacious downtrend here. We had that same look though right before we broke out and we saw fantastic growth. We're looking at the RSI, but just to put it in perspective with the price, this drop in the RSI, it's very akin to kind of what we're doing here, and that was right before we moved up. So rather methodical movement, rather tenacious movement down, but in all honesty, like other than this candle, if this candle were to come back up as these other ones did, you've got a rather tenacious move down with a rather tame movement in price. So that's kind of nice to see. That actually is a good thing. I like that a lot. But it depends on what we do with this 4 hour candle. We got an hour and 35 minutes left. If I'm right in looking at the 1 hour time frame, we should come up probably by the end of this 4 hour candle. The higher up we close, the better, I suppose. But we are in that realm of support. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. This could be the low. And again, I might kick myself later for not scooping some up here. But again, I can afford that because I've got enough. I'm happy with what I have, and I can always add more. And if not, if it goes up without me, cool. I'm making money, and that's fine. But I'm definitely not selling here. I'm definitely not panicking. This is a solid project. There's a lot of growth to go, and I don't really know if I have anything else that I want to say, so I'll probably just end it there. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Again, don't get shaken out. If we are to go lower, we take this low here. I might take this low. I might take this low, not that low. That low there to this high. The 382 is at 004, so it's a little bit different. It's a little higher, but yeah, something below 004. It's very common in powerful movements like this to bounce right off of your 382. Okay, so the fact that we even got near that 382 is pretty bullish enough. We don't have to go lower. That really could have been it. We could push lower, and again, the golden ratio is all the way down here at 00258, and it's common enough to wick below there. Even if we went all the way down there, right, we've got prior support right here. It was wicked support. I remember that right in the beginning of this pump. We dumped down and then boom, then we rallied, right? Prior areas of resistance back there as well. It wouldn't be the craziest thing, nor would it be something that you should be concerned with. If it happens, it'll unhappen just as fast as it happens, and we'll be back to these prices and probably higher in a matter of no time at all. I'm really trying my best right now to not just buy more after this video. If I do buy more, you guys will know. I'll say it on x.com, but if I'm all talk in this video, I excuse me, because I know I was saying that I was going to hold out for 004, but I'm kind of tempted to buy here. I'm not going to lie. We'll see. Probably not. I'm pretty good with sticking to my guns, but I just have a feeling I'm going to kick myself in the butt for this one. High to low, whenever we do move up to new all-time highs, and look at this, we're at the golden ratio now of this overall all-time high to all-time low. Okay, we're literally bouncing right off that golden ratio. Whenever we do see new all-time highs, it'll take us all the way up to 2 cents at a minimum to 4.6 cents at a maximum. That's our first target area. And when I say minimum maximum, that's probably ill-worded. This is just the primary target zone, the 1272 to the 1618. So that's the minimum maximum targets of that target zone. We could go higher. We absolutely could go higher. You don't have to stop there. But just looking at the movement so far, I wouldn't be surprised if we stopped. It's about a 4x from here, from the current price. It's about a 9x all the way at the top there at 0.46. So, I mean, crazy growth, you guys. Crazy growth in a very short amount of time is what's expected. If we time this low appropriately, and if it does happen to get us, right below 0.04, that 9x, almost 10x move turns into about an 11x move. That 4.3x move turns into a 5.3x move. It's worth it a little bit, but again, I'm able to sit this out a little bit because I already have some. So even if I don't allocate more, and it goes up, I'm making money. Even if I'm wrong and it goes up, I'm making money. But if you have none and you're trying to be a part of this and you don't want to succumb to the emotions of FOMOing later, it might be wise to just DCA, put a little bit in here, put a little bit in there. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I very much do believe that we've got higher to go. And again, this is just the primary target zone. If we see this get above 4.6 cents, which would give us I believe that's a $46 million market cap, we would probably immediately continue up to this 8.5 to 11 cent area, which is right around $100 million market cap. And I could see that happening. I really could see that happening, but time will tell. What are we at as far as the DEX screener rankings go? Oh, we're not in the top 30 anymore, or the top 20. That's okay. There's a lot of there's new coins that come out and stuff. We're down on the day, so I mean that makes sense. But whenever we start moving up, we'll reclaim the throne. We'll probably see some very, very, very relevant or very, very high readings, relatively speaking, as far as the DEX screener rankings go. That's what I was trying to say. I got distracted. Sorry. I don't have anything else that I want to say, so I'll end it there. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. And definitely look into Moonsters, man. Look into all the stuff that they're doing. MROCKS is the token. Moonsters is the project itself. And it's a good thing, man. They got a lot of good stuff going on. There's this thing going on where you can, if you have an NFT with Soul Decoder and you have a NFT with Moonsters, if you have a Moonster as well, right? Tried giving people real alpha hundreds of times. Our partnerships with Soul Decoder gives you the opportunity to print passive income. All you need is one Moonster NFT and one Decoder NFT to unlock that Meteora AG farmer. So that's pretty cool. So you can literally get rewards. I think you have to stake your NFT or lock it up, something like that, on Meteora. But you have to validate that you have a Moonster and a Soul Decoder NFT, which I checked that today. These NFTs are worth I think 200 at the cheapest, or maybe even a little bit more than that. So it's really not that bad at all. And you can make some passive income just by staking these NFTs. And then if these NFTs grow in value as well, and I might be using the wrong terminology when I say stake these NFTs. I don't know. Lock them up, validate them on Meteora. I forget what the proper terminology is though. But if the NFTs go up in value too, you're also making cash with that passively. So here it is, continues to move up. MROCKS 0049. I'm going to kick myself in the pants later. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.